Bitcoin cannot catch a break here.
No.
Every single bullish impulse brought back down, slapped back down to reality. We're looking rough here. The thumbnail shows it all. Deathtober is upon us. No, maybe not. But maybe it won't be as great as history has claimed. We also have Democrats out here mocking autistic African Americans. What the hell is going on a political spectrum? Jesus.
Exactly. Holy moly.
And a warning for SWE. Just a quick warning for SWE later on in the show. I know it's a very good price action lately. We're looking at trying to go into price discovery. Likely we'll find that, but I have to get this information out before we hit next year. Isaac on the sticks.
How's it going, everybody?
We heard your voices, that you couldn't hear my voice loud enough. A lot of people using chainsaws, saws when they're listening to the show, so we upped the volume. You know, that's how it is.
Loud.
Let me know.
Clear.
Let me know in the chat how it's coming over to you guys, if it sounds good to you. We're trying to make some slight adjustments. You know what I mean? And we're going to bring some jams into it as we're rolling with the show.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit more jammy. I showed Isaac feed her to the sharks. If you guys haven't heard Feed Her to the Sharks, have you listened to them?
Yes. Ever since you brought it up to me yesterday, I've listened to them. And the first song I listened to, what was it? Fuck Milton.
Fuck Melbourne.
Melbourne?
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck Milton, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song was nuts.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that.
If you guys are into heavy metal, thank you for the memberships
For
as
the
well.
gift of 5 members.
What a G. Absolutely.
Legend.
Feed Her to the Sharks. I was able to open for these guys once in Denver. Very based dudes. They're from Australia. Great music. Great workout music. Great stuff to get your goat going here. Thanks for letting me know. Sound's coming over pretty good. So here we are. And I appreciate the drop of the memberships like that. We also got to be putting more prayers out for Nicole Minnis. Her dad's going through it. Now she's finding out her cancer's coming back. You're in my heart, my prayers, Nicole. Much love and much appreciation for you. And I know that you're going to pull through just fine here. Let's keep those positive vibes, positive energy going. We got Bad Fox. All the peeps from the BitLab Academy joining us. What's up, everyone?
What's
Come
up?
say hey.
Shout out Kelly.
Coats. Very nice. Papa Gooth, Chris, Dirty Dan. Let's see here. Shake and Bake, Veteran Crypto. What up, man? Louis Armas, Wills Wilford, and all the other sufficient enough. Bailey Smith. We got a great show for you guys. And my intro, there is a little bit of truth to it. I mean, why are Democrats angry at this excited view of Elon Musk? I mean,
Who knows,
he
man?
looks a little silly.
Looks like JD Vance, but it's okay.
Yeah, but what about? No, it's not. It looks like Tim Walz. He's got the same vibes.
Oh,
as
that's
Tim
what I meant. I meant Tim Walz, not JD Vance.
Vance is too based.
He's too based to
for
jump
joy
for,
like
yeah.
that. Way too based to jump for joy. Elon seems a little excited about his backing for Trump. I'm excited to see these guys working together. You know what I mean? Elon, he's working towards a cleaner environment through his electrical vehicle, but it does involve lithium, but he's trying to get people to get lithium here in the United States. He's called it just like printing money. So he's out there trying to do the deed, trying to bring infrastructure back to the United States, and I'm here for it. But Bitcoin been a battle. Look at this.
The fuck out this morning.
Look
Terrible.
at this. I mean, you got wicked out. Look at this hell. I got wicked out too, slightly in profit, but I mean, still, we had like this slightly bullish few minutes here. This is on the 15-minute candles. We had maybe a half hour of, whoa, it's waking up. No, it's definitely not.
It's dying again.
Oh my God. It's just, and then every single one of these things, you get the fun little momentary impulse and wham, and then little fun resurgence and wham. These 1 hour candles acting very aggressive, very violent. It's like a Bitcoin freak off.
Oh my gosh.
There's
freak
not even,
off
with no baby oil. It's just unreasonable out here. So these are rough charts, rough things to be looking at. We're going to check out all the stories that we got here for today. Obviously, I had to call out, the absolute insanity, because isn't Kamala joining, or she's running off of the idea of joy, right? Isn't that her thing? Like,
yeah,
make
joy, opportunity,
again, right? What, isn't it kind of weird that she's going after this?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of awkward.
She's
and
losing.
this is also interesting to think about. Gaston from Beauty and the Beast, a village hero. He provided food, rejected thoughts for a respectable woman, Belle, very respectable woman indeed, wanted to start a family, and he died protecting a village from a werewolf that kept prisoner. Justice for Gaston. You know what? I'm here for it. My first what do you call it? Profile picture was Gaston.
Was it really?
You know, yeah, and he kind of preceded the Giga Chad movement. If you think about it,
yeah, he kind of did.
Gaston was the first Giga Chad. Look at his jawline. This Disney used to embrace Giga Chad, but then of course they paint him as the villain. Justice for Gaston. Shout out to you, buddy. Now let's look at all this other stuff we got going on. We got the HBO rendition. They're trying to say, oh, we're gonna release the identity of Satoshi. Peter Todd denies being Satoshi, creator of Bitcoin, after the HBO documentary comes out. In 3 words, I'm not Satoshi. Wow. Imagine that.
Who would have
not
guessed
wanting
it?
to be black-bagged by the United States government. If they did, in fact, find Satoshi Nakamoto, he would be in the back of a CIA van faster than you can blink. So you just got to think about that. When it comes to the identity of Satoshi, better left to be unfound, unsaid. Because the United States government and every other government there within would absolutely go after the only competitive action against their fiat currency control. Have to think about these things logically. Now,
yes, very logically.
Here's another one from Peter Todd, an excellent argument against taxing unrealized gains. Seriously, imagine the shit show if the IRS could do by falsely accusing people of being Satoshi and seize their assets on that basis. Absolute madness. And these are just comments. Let's pray for Peter K. Todd that the IRS doesn't watch HBO. Ain't that the truth? You know, and this is the average person. They're out there watching. Oh my God, the founder of Bitcoin's finally found.
Nope.
And the average person, they're probably going to believe this, don't you think, Isaac? Don't you think?
I think. Sorry, I was reading chat, so I couldn't catch that last
chat
question.
Doing?
No, I'm just looking at chat and making sure this YouTube is running very smoothly. So I missed that little question, but I'm going to agree with what you said.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, like on taxing unrealized gains, that's like
oh yeah,
just being able to verifiably loot and raid the American people of their value. All of us degens on the bottom floor of the macroeconomic scale, scraping our $100 into $1,000.
they're trying to take the freedom we have so little of.
Oh,
So-
dude, I mean, we used to have way more freedom.
I
Now
know.
we have nothing.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, we got the freedom of speech. The only place where you can really talk digitally is X.
Yeah, that's sad.
I can say my stuff. I go into Facebook. I make a point to go into Facebook to talk some shit, though, on a daily basis. They need it the most. Now, obviously, I don't believe that it was Peter Todd that is Satoshi Nakamoto. Not a chance. And if they did find him, by God, they wouldn't say anything. He'd be in the back of a CIA minivan. The average person is a thumbnail investor who doesn't look at anything. So yes, the average person will believe he is Satoshi. God, that's a sad truth right there. But here's what I liked this post from Kyle Chasse. After 7 months of accumulation, we're about to finally see a breakout. We are getting near that November historical time frame. And just before I go into his highlight of it, look where Bitcoin was in November of 2020. We're right there. Still riding the 4-year cycle time frames. It's all about the time, not the price for me. Here is November of 2020, right before the real blast off after the election. Even with all of the uncertainty around American politics and J6 and all this crazy shit that was going on, Bitcoin still decided to moon, regardless of all the scary doom and gloom headlines that are out there. And by 4-year time frame, 4-year cycle time frame standards, we're smack dab about right there. And Kyle Chasse listed it out in kind of an interesting way, with the first breakout being called out here right about the front end of 2019, really seeing that first impulse. And then we have COVID, that little sneeze. Someone sneezed in China.
No.
Really broke the economy at large right there at that one. The second breakout right at the end of 2020, right in that November, December timeframe. And we didn't break the all-time high for Bitcoin until after that. It was like January or February.
Yeah.
When they finally broke the all-time high. Our current situation, much juicier, honestly. We have already breached the all-time high. We're sitting here researching. Everyone's giving up on crypto. Oh my God, it stopped pumping. Oh, it's over with. But we are getting dangerously close to that election time frame. I'm excited. I think this time the election is going to be very, very volatile. I would agree. The DC show was talking about the swings. There's some guy that's trading on $1 million bet just for the volatility. I think that's a really smart play to do, because honestly, we are coming into some crazy waters as far as Bitcoin price action goes. What do we got here? So Hasib. Substantial reporting to date that the FDIC and the Fed were indeed using backroom pressures to try to unbank the crypto industry in 2023. This is known as Operation Choke Point 2.0, and now it's being found that they might have came across some smoking guns verifying this. The real question is, and let me know in the chat, do you guys think any justice will be done after they find out that the FDIC was literally targeting banks that were willing to bank crypto customers? Because I highly doubt that we'll be having any sort of justice when it comes to this. It's an unfortunate reality. The banking industry, it's like bigger than the government at this point, it feels like at times. And I doubt that we'll see any justice. What we can do is make justice for ourselves by custodying our own crypto, taking it off exchanges, putting it in an Oculus cold storage wallet. If you don't have one, use code BASE10, get one of these bad boys. You get $10 off. It's a good deal.
Great
Today,
deal.
we're sending out the cold storage wallet to Two Bros Mining. Yep. And I got C90FTW's user ID. Anyone that's trading on 2-bit, it seems like the system, the link, it like broke somewhere along the line.
Interesting.
So we have a lot of people out there trading on 2-bit. I wanted to have you guys trading with us in our competition. So if you can, send me your user ID to 2-bit, and all I got to do is tell them, and then they put you in for the basic prize pool. Because this one, Two Bros is outside of it, but they made an exception because they're being super cool about it.
Yeah.
But we're going to be doing a lot of trading competition. So make sure to send me your UID for 2-bit if you're out there trading this Lightning with me.
When's the next one?
I think we're going to be able to roll it out at the beginning of next week. I'm hoping Monday next week we'll have one live. Because, I was thinking like flashlights for the next one.
Flashlights?
Nice flashlights are a good thing to have.
And you could attach them to your AR-15s.
Well, you can. I got a bracket to, I have a bunch of these ones, and I have weapons lights, but I really like the ones that I can, the flashlights, if it's on the AR and then I can take it off and have it in my hand, Ooh, that's nice. Look at that. Ooh.
Oh my gosh, flashbang. Sorry if you have epilepsy.
That's a good one, right? I like having ones that I can take off if I want to. So I'm thinking that, prepper food, prepper goods, maybe even some ammunition for American or, not American, but people that are in jurisdictions. There's some jurisdictions that can accept ammo as well.
That's true.
So let's see here. What do we got here? BlackRock, head of active ETFs, explaining why Ethereum and crypto adoption is outpacing other major technologies at a digital assets conference in Brazil. We did highlight this when they're showing the death of the US dollar. This is some more information that they're highlighting about Ethereum being a long-term technology bet, providing more use case and more value to the economy going forward. And I really feel like the understanding of the supercomputer that is Ethereum is not quite there yet, the value of smart contracts. So it is interesting to see the main guy behind the BlackRock ETFs kind of advertisements and talking to these massive fund managers is highlighting the use case for Ethereum. Obviously, Bitcoin, the store value, fantastic. But it has an undiscovered ETF that has really been beaten down right now, Ethereum. And the smart contract design of Ethereum is quite powerful. And I think that that'll be realized very, very heavily during this bull market, especially as RWA projects and the actual tokenization of real world assets happens by BlackRock. People are going to realize what's happening on the RWA sector, and that's where the real big fun comes in for Chainlink, things of that nature. Have to show you my DP12 Drew. Yeah, you should. Crypto Billy. Shout out to Crypto Billy. I hope you're doing well. Billy is just a few hours north of us. Yes. Got hit real hard. There was trees down in his neighborhood from the last hurricane. It's absolute chaos out there, man. Absolute chaos out there. Billy, I hope you're doing well, man. I hope the neighborhood is doing all right. It's been kind of crazy. I have a slew of imagery coming out about what's heading to Florida today. It is looking sketchy out there. So also we have to highlight this. 27% of Solana's outflows in the last month have moved over to SWI. We've seen a lot of excitement, a lot of movements over to the SWI ecosystem and the SWI token in and of itself. And I do have to keep something in mind. We had this, and this is just, I wanted to do a deep dive on the tokenomics and really the outlook for the tokenomics of SWI. Based on information available on October 9th of 2024, the circulating supply of SWI crypto is in May of 25. So we're talking, what will the circulating supply of SWE be in the middle of 2025? How many of these tokens are going to be out on the market? Because if you go to token unlocks, it doesn't look too bad. It's got like this slightly sloping line. It looks like, all right, this release schedule doesn't look too bad. But according to this analysis, in May of 25, it is expected to be around 10 billion tokens. Here's why. The total supply of SWE capped at 10 billion tokens, with an initial circulation of 5% at the time of the mainnet launch in May of 23. The remainder was planned to be released over time according to a schedule designed to maintain network stability. Okay, so the key words, scheduled to be designed to maintain network stability. Emission schedule information from the official sources of SWE indicate an intention to distribute the remaining tokens over several years. As I came across on token unlocks, all the basic token unlocks information I could find. However, there's been mentions of adjustments potentially being made to the schedule for network stability. Again, community sentiment and analysis, various posts on X, and analysis around October 24 this month mention or imply a full or near circulation of the total supply coming in around 2025, with some users like Stuka HQ. This guy's a huge Sweeble. Sweeble. That's a new name.
That is a new name. I like it. Sweeble.
But he does specifically mentions a circulating supply of around 10 billion tokens in the next cycle, which aligns with the mid-2025 timeframe. Given the context, if no significant changes were made to the token release schedule beyond what's indicated, and considering the community expectations and SWE's commitment to transparency and network health, it's reasonable to infer that by May of 25, the circulating supply of SWE could be close to or fully at its total cap of 10 billion tokens. However, it's always important to consider the actual figures might differ due to unforeseen adjustments or delays in the token release schedule. Honestly, what I'm hoping for on the adjustment side is that they decide to hold back a little bit of the supply, because I was looking at this thing. Let's go to Coin Perspective. I was checking it out this morning. All right. Kind of need to like put SWE in the title of this so SWE holders know what's going on here.
Yeah.
So we go to SWE, not SUDI, SWE. I'm not trying to piss in anyone's cheers. I'm just trying to keep our expectations reasonable here. Okay. So currently we got 2.8 billion tokens out. Let's just say what we just went over is the reality. We get a full unlock by the time mid-2025 comes into play, which is faster than they show on token unlocks or most, because a lot of people are just so excited about the price that they are kind of looking beyond this. But let's look really at what this means. So if SWE accomplishes, let's say, $100 billion market cap, very bullish scenario, this could be huge. The price, if the total supply has now been unlocked and these VCs are, because they're already up by like 40x right now. The VCs that got in early on this thing, they're already up by 40x. We got to keep that in mind. Mm-hmm. If this thing hits $100 billion market cap, which is a bullish case for the market cap, but a bearish case for the circulating supply, that mutes the price growth to $10.23 per token. Now, I mean, that is a 5x from where we're at right now. It's not the worst end of the world type scenario to think about, but
it could be a lot better.
It could be a lot better
if they just hold back a little bit.
And these VCs, they pump the tokens that still have their supply left to release hard so that they're selling into a juicy sell point. Mm-hmm. And then once all that happens, the music stops. The VCs have some new squeeze that they're paying news outlets to write up 100 different articles about, and then they rinse and repeat the process. And that is something that I've seen time and time again in crypto markets, and I got to be honest with people when I see some concerns like that. And I don't think that SWE in and of itself is going to die this market. I think it's going to have limelight on it, but we likely will see some adjustments to the circulating supply release, and with that, dumping on the retail people that are coming in late, because these VCs are already up 40x plus on this token. So keep these things in mind. We also have this from Marty Party. Shout out to Marty Party.
Marty Party. Play music.
He's got the songs that we use.
Yeah.
We got to try to get Marty Party on the show. This guy's awesome. He's given an update on this XRP ETF, Canary XRP ETF. planning to track the index price of XRP. It's by Canary Capital Group LLC out of Nashville, United States. Files for S1 for Ripple Spot XRP ETF, which will allow to track the index price of XRP. Now, here's, this is why I know XRP is not it. This is why I know. Look at this. Look at this graph. All right, so we cook this baby up, and then let's say it doubles its previous market cap all-time high. You don't even get to breach the actual all-time high of 2017. $2.87. I feel like I can get a lot more out of this market, of these AI plays, than, what is this? Like, what is XRP? 50 cent stablecoin by now?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, 5, 6x, fantastic. Chris has a great point. Just get Cetus if you're looking into SWI. SWI does have the DeFi to use, so those ecosystems within SWI might be fun to play around with. But we got to think about these things, because there's a lot of people just hammer buying spot SWI, and I'm here to just lay it out as I see it. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but a little bit. I am kind of an asshole sometimes.
You gotta do what you gotta do to get the point across.
It's true. It's true. And sometimes you have to choose violence.
Exactly.
We have this, because this is why I get so aggravated with XRP. There's things like this. Crypto Geek, $30 to $50 trillion will be shifted into the XRP ledger by the end of 2024. Well, you only have a few months to make a $30-40 trillion move into XRP's market cap, and I highly doubt that, because it is a bridge currency where basically fiat's put into XRP. It's swapped over immediately. Very little fee for trading it. God, my dog is over there eating a... Oh my God, I'm looking at my dog. Brianna, can you go stop my dog? He's trying to eat a Christmas tree, and thank God it's not plugged in. He would be on fire right now.
Yeah.
This dog would be on fire.
You're a menace to society. Dude, he is a menace of a dog.
Look at, he's all... Look at, he's laying on the ground.
I want love. I almost caught myself on fire. Give me love.
What a twit. Unbelievable. Thank God that tree wasn't plugged in.
Yeah,
he ripped that cord clean off.
We've been on fire.
So yeah, you have just constant, hopium that $30 to $40 trillion would be shifted in XRP. I highly doubt it. Honestly, highly, highly doubt it. Honestly, I can guarantee that's not going to happen. Here's crude oil with a perfect rejection at the 200-day moving average, moving back down to $71 a barrel. Great to see. And then we also have this. Chinese stocks plunged 7% in the largest loss since February of 2020. The vid scare, the flu season sell-off. And this is just all on the heels of that massive upswing that the Chinese stock market saw, the CSI. And now it's selling back off. God, that dog is just
a piece of...
This dog... Unreal. Can we get the PTZ maybe tracking him in the background? I'll keep running here, but I want to get the PTZ on this dog. He drives me nuts. I love him, but
he's insane.
Yeah, he's insane. So CSI, Chinese stock index, pulling back in a big way. We also have credit card rates jumping to all-time highs, 23.4%. So the average person that's trying to exist with their credit card, pay their bills with credit card, middle and lower class, setting up for absolute doomsday. This is a very bad situation for the average person that is sitting here trying to make it by on their credit card, sitting here playing credit card roulette. The interest rates on average hitting 23.4%, going to decimate. And we also saw this. Emerging market stocks are now trading at the lowest level against U.S. stocks in more than 55 years. This is insane to see. It hasn't been this low since around 1960, let's say 1970. Flat out 1970. Then we have the America pulls off the gold standard, and some inflows into exterior markets, and then back down you go. And then this is incredible to see the .com. Look at the American .com bubble.
Insanity.
That's incredible, right? To see the .com bubble highly correlated with the American stock index, and absolute domination right there. So very interesting to see that. Just the rest of the upcoming economies, their stock markets are crashing while the American one is just cooking. And shout out to T-Shroom. T-Shroom is down there in Florida. He's getting ready for this hurricane. We've had him on the show a few times. Very cool dude. Very based. He was in the office for a while. I like this.
He was in the office for a couple of days.
He's a good guy.
It's pretty cool.
He's currently evacuating Hurricane Milton. Also, stupid name. I agree.
Yeah, that's a pretty dumb name.
Couldn't they give it a cooler name? You know, for all this hubbub that it's about, maybe like Hurricane Decimata or something like that. You know,
something like Greek. Something Greek is insane.
Greek?
Yeah, something Greek would be insane.
Yeah, where's the cool? Like Helene. Who's naming these hurricanes?
Someone stupid.
Yeah,
because they're terrible names. All of them have been. The only good name was Katrina.
Katrina was a pretty good one.
That was a good name.
That was a good name.
Ever since then, it's just been a steady decline of names.
Katrina's like that ex-girlfriend that just keys your truck as you're outside of Applebee's, hammered drunk, watching the football game.
You
know?
Or Chili's. Or you're at Chili's.
Yeah, Chili's or Applebee's. Maybe I'm having flashbacks. I don't know. Now we got this from Concerned Citizen on Hurricane Milton. Floridians who have lived through storms in their entire lives are reporting they've never witnessed anything like this. This is on the shores of Florida right now. Look at the lightning storm that's going on. This is absolutely crazy.
It looks kind of cool, though.
This is filmed in Key West, Florida. So if I was seeing this, I'd be like, holy shit, man. This is it's probably here's Jay. I like T-Shroom, but he sounds like a sociopath. He's going to have to defend himself.
Yeah. T-Shroom, get your ass in here. Defend yourself.
My God. I got to hang out with Frankie Candles again. We're supposed to have lunch today. He's been under the weather, you know.
Yeah.
He keeps rising and grinding, but he's feeling sick. So I'm going to get Frankie to get out there. Let's do a live view of, let's see this. This is a live view of some of the spots in Florida here. We got Tampa up here in the corner. We got Key West. I keep seeing people like drive their car up on this pier in Key West.
Oh, look, there it is again.
Look at he's driving really slow. Like, am I gonna get swept away? I don't know. What do we got? This westbound Achilada Bridge, Sarasota, Florida. So we're keeping a live eye on this thing. Man, the storm surge. I wonder if I have the story of the storm. Yeah, look at this. Flood insurance. This is a keynote about flood insurance. Will likely be unobtainium in Florida after this storm. Home insurance, even in non-flood zones away from the coast, will be even more crazy expensive than it already is. And this is on top of seeing massive amounts of insurance companies leave California and Florida in mass. So they're talking about a 9 to 15 foot storm surge.
Do they think cars are just going to float on top of the water?
Cars do float on water. For a bit, they do.
For a bit, and then that happens. For a bit,
yeah. And then and then they eventually fill up with water. It takes a while for them to fill up with water, though.
That's true.
This is above 9 feet. Look at this shit going up to like the gutters on roofs. Major problems. Imagine this would be damn near doubled. What you got, Isaac?
So there was this guy who came into second job yesterday actually, and he just evacuated from Florida after all this. He had parked his car on the side of the highway, and when they went to go pick it up, they opened it. They said it was like the inside of it was like a fishbowl.
Really?
Like there was water all the way up to the ceiling, and it was insane. So he doesn't have a car right now. He's just chilling in Georgia with family.
Jeez.
So it's kind of insane.
That's sketchy, dude.
Yeah.
That is sketchy. And like on top of it, think about the insurance costs, because we've already seen like crashes from undocumented folks. It's making vehicle insurance companies really pay the bucket here. I mean, because they're having a lot of uninsured claims. Yeah, one person that's not carrying insurance, obviously, that doesn't know road laws, causing tons of accidents. And then the insurance agencies that are covering the person that does pay for the insurance, they've been having to pay out hand over fist. So they're starting to leave a lot of those locations, not only for those reasons, but also now because of the increased risk. But the risk has always been there. I mean, anyone who's buying in Florida, you got to think about hurricanes. It's been going on 100%. For a while. What'd you say?
I said 100%.
Right? I mean doesn't it make sense? Look at this dog. He's sneaking. He's carrying the cord. The dog is carrying the cord.
Asshole. Give it back.
We need a PTZ live on this.
I'm gonna set it up right now for him.
So, what are you doing? Don't worry about it. He's gonna be fine. It's unplugged. He's not gonna burn.
He's not gonna catch on fire.
So here's something important. I've been talking about the importance of communication radios. Using MERS for off-grid radio communications, no license, no problem.
I need a
Here's
MER.
a great book. You don't have one?
I don't have one. I need a MER real bad.
Isaac.
Yo.
Okay.
I didn't get into any of this prepping stuff till
okay.
I got here and I was part of the basement.
Well, we need to get you this book, The Gorilla's Guide to the Baofeng Radio. First of all, it's only $20.
It's cheap.
$22 for this thing. And now we're going to do some live shopping here. Let's go to Amazon because the Amazon even has these things. This is the cheapest option I know of for radios. Let's see here. The Baofeng UV5R, very simple one, very common. Gonna be huge. Look at $47 for 2 of these things.
That's not even bad.
It's not bad at all.
I'm gonna have to cop.
Yeah, and it's got the long radio antenna. I just ordered this pack, and it comes with like 3 different antennae on it. So you get the super long one and then 2 other ones that are a little bit shorter. But for God's sakes, get some radios. If you don't have a radio, and you can also, let's just say here, just for fun, I don't know how, okay, so let's say Cobb County radio frequency. I don't know what we're doing here. Okay, so look at this. You get all of them. Look at this. Very easy, too.
Very easy.
Very easy. It's a simple.
That's not even bad.
away.
I can learn that in a couple minutes.
You could absolutely learn this in a couple minutes. You're a smart kid. You could figure this out. So, just important to have a radio for times like this. There's, when you see a loss of communication on cell phones, service being out, all that different stuff. It is very, very useful to have a Baofeng or just any type of ham radio handy so you can get local weather updates. You can communicate with local authorities. Obviously with an FCC license, right? Obviously with an FCC license.
Of course.
Right.
You can't do anything without an FCC license now.
Yeah, sure. So now, look at this. A sailor recording a Hurricane Milton from the bridge of a ship with winds above 140 miles an hour. This is in the Gulf of Mexico. Imagine how insane this would be to be stuck on a ship out there right now, dude. Like,
it's kind of terrifying.
Yeah. Hopefully it's a big one. This looks like something out of the perfect storm or even worse. We have even more stuff going on here. Second large tornado crossed over I-75 in Florida Everglades near the Miccosukee service area on Alligator Alley. Is this alligator NATO time?
Yeah, we had Sharknado, but what about alligator NATO?
That's a dangerous NATO right there. That's a dangerous NATO. Let's check this thing out, though. I've been seeing a lot of reports on these. We don't need the sound necessarily. Let's see here. Keeps moving. Bam. I mean, not too crazy, but we saw in Georgia, just the outside rim of the last hurricane. There was a lot of tornadoes even in Georgia.
Yeah, it was
kind of nuts. And tornadoes around the trees that we got out here, sketchy.
Very sketchy.
I got like trees that are like 200. No, they're not 200, but probably like 100, 150 feet tall. Do not want to see those things going down.
Oh, yeah, 100% no.
Do not. And then also on that note, chainsaws. Please, for the love of God, have a gas-powered chainsaw. Now this, how couples met from 1930 to 2024. Let's see what we got here. So it started off 1940s, a lot of meeting through friends and family, school, bars and restaurants, co-workers. But let's see here. Online, still at 0, obviously. But, just the average interactions. A lot of friends, a lot of family, bars and restaurants, co-workers, school, the regular stuff, neighbors. 1980s come along. Par for the course. Even more friends. Look at friends, very dominant in this sector. Let's see. And then we have the surge of online. Oh my God. Look at how quickly online has taken over how people have met each other. And this is terrifying.
It's fake.
It's
I hate
sitting
it.
at 60% in 2024. People that meet through their online sources. Isn't that kind of sketchy?
It's kind of nuts.
Are you kind of worried about, because you're in the dating scene, aren't you?
Not anymore. Not right now.
What do you mean not anymore?
I'm busy. I'm on the grind. Okay.
You're grinding?
I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to change. We're building this channel to 1 million subscribers. Okay,
There's no locked in.
There's no time for fucking dating and fucking around. Okay, it's all grind. Keep your head down. Keep it moving.
You know, the sad part is if we succeed at this channel and keep growing it out, you're definitely going to meet your next gal online. Because she's going to see you online.
Fuck, man.
Oh, man.
I want to point out this from Jay. Amazon has some Faraday deals. Very important. And this is talking about these like radios and all that. So something to keep in mind.
On Grindr.
Grindr. What the fuck is Grindr?
That's the right kind of response.
Exactly. I don't even know what Grindr is.
Grindr, I think, is where a bunch of gay people meet up.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Well, they always highlight Grindr activity during like political events, like the RNC and the DNC.
Oh, because Democrats are
pro-gay. Honestly, a bunch of politicians on both sides. It spikes every time there's an RNC or a DNC. It's the creepiest shit ever. You know, and then Nick always out here laughing about his Grindr account. I always got to give Nick some shit.
Feet finder.
Yeah.
No thanks, Dirty Dan.
We're going to listen to this.
Take a listen to this.
Let's listen to this. This is crazy.
Guys are smarter than girls. You got some serious problems. That's what frustrates me. There are going to be some males in our society that will refuse to vote for a potential female president because they don't think females are smart enough to be president. We could line all those guys up and shoot them. They clearly don't understand to be president. We could line all those guys up and shoot them. They clearly don't understand the way the world works. Did I say that? Scratch that from the recording. I don't want the deans hearing that I said that.
Man.
Wow.
College education ain't what it used to be.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? This is really sketchy. Young minds are very malleable. And if people that they respect, that they look up to, like their professors in college, are out here saying a man that won't vote for Kamala Harris should be lined up and shot. What in the hell kind of mindset is that? How far into Trump derangement syndrome are these people really in? And we have to think about the implications. Should the orange one return? What's the reaction going to be? Right?
It's going to be bad.
Going to be bad.
We're cooked.
We're cooked. I mean, I don't think rural or like heavily red dominated areas are going to be cooked. But I think city centers, super cooked. City centers, little pinch points of streets where you can get in and out of. We saw what happened last cycle with Chaz and all the Antifa uprisings. We're definitely not going to be able to monetize this channel ever again, by the way. So really appreciate your guys' support and making sure we stay alive.
Dropping MBs, all that.
Yeah, we're bringing it. We're going in. We may as well. We're right around the corner from this election process. And we have people like this out at college campuses calling for Trump, men that vote for Trump and won't vote for Kamala, to be lined up and shot, setting the stage and working in the mindsets. Is 2 attempts on Trump's life not enough?
Clearly not.
You know? You don't think so? I think they're going to try again.
They're going to try again. But what was it this time? We talked about gas. Poisonous gas.
Poisonous gas?
Yeah, something like that.
But they tried like that chemical thing, but that really didn't count.
It's hurt people's eyes.
Because it wasn't like proved. But we have 2 moments where people have shot at Trump. Thank God they missed. And thank God that leftists can't aim. You know? That's the good part about this.
Thank God, period.
Yeah. Thank God, period. That's based. Thank God, period.
Exactly.
I like that. And you got a haircut. Look at you.
I did get a haircut.
It looks better on the camera that way.
It looks better on the camera. I don't have too much
no, you don't
hair
gotta
in my
spin
face.
around.
I'm not spinning around. No way.
Unreal.
What am I, gay?
So we have this. This is from Steven Steele. He's the founder of Trump Token. I hung out with him out in Bitcoin Nashville. Very base dude. I'm not partnered up with them, but I hold the token, full transparency. And this is his highlights in a most recent interview with Tucker Carlson. Let's have a listen to what Elon Musk's thoughts are on. I mean, Elon Musk has really turned into a political figure at this point.
I mean, my view is that if Trump doesn't win this election, it's the last election we're going to have. The Democrats, the Dem machine, has been importing so many people, bringing in so many illegals, flying in with this like CBP border app thing that nobody even knew about, like secret program. That's illegal, basically. It's illegal, but there's no action by DOJ to actually to stop it from happening. They're transporting large numbers of illegals to swing states. These are the numbers from the government website. So, like, from the Democrat-administered government websites. Like, where do you get this data? From the government website that is run by Democrats. There are triple-digit increases in illegals to all the swing states. And in some cases, it's like 700% over the last 3 years. Now, these swing state margins are, sometimes 10, 20,000 votes. So what happens if you put hundreds of thousands of people into each swing state? When somebody is granted asylum, they are fast-tracked. They can get a green card, and then 5 years after the green card, they can get citizenship and they can fully legally vote. And when they do so, they vote overwhelmingly Democrat. And sometimes I get this rebuttal of like, well, a lot of them, their social values don't align with sort of the far left sort of woke ideology. Yeah. I said, that's true, but that's not their top priority. Their top priority is getting their friends and family also to the United States. And the Dems also issue all these programs, these sort of handouts, essentially, that make them beholden to the Democratic Party. So they vote Dem. That's what happens.
This is something pretty damn crazy to think about. 5 years from now.
It's true.
All the folks that have been just allowed to come in, no problem, have at it, haphazard. Thanks to Kamala Harris. Shout out to you, Cammie. Election's going to be kind of null and void because they were given the free pass here by an obvious one side of the political spectrum. They're going to change the voting landscape in these swing states. And those swing states at large are deciding elections over the past few elections. So this is something interesting to think about here. And honestly, how do you stop this? J.D. Vance has approached this conversation, but it's a lot of deports. That's the uncomfortable thing J.D. Vance actually asked. Someone's like, how do you suppose you're going to deport 20 million people? He's like, that's the same thing as someone asked me how I'm going to eat a sandwich that's the size of my head. One bite at a time.
One bite. The best answer, too.
It was such a good answer. He's like, I start with the murderers. I can't rapists.
Grapists.
Well.
Grape. Just say grape.
Rapists. I already said it.
That's too late.
We're already there.
We're demonetized
already in there.
anyways.
And speaking of it's too late, we're already there. Shout out to Whistling Diesel for making the Killdozer 2.0. Let's check this out. He's putting it together.
That, my friends, is the Killdozer 2.0. So we have 25 welders out working on this bad boy because it is a phenomenal task. And this is a lot of work. So all these guys drove from different states around the United States. They're helping us weld on the Killdozer today. We're going to get this bad boy built in about 2 hours.
God. 2 hours, dude.
Insanity.
I love this kid so much. He's not really a kid anymore. He's probably like mid-20s, mid-30s. How old is Whistling Diesel? Do you know?
I have no idea.
He's been around for a minute making awesome content. Obviously, I'm from Colorado, and the Killdozer story originally, he killed no one. The Killdozer name, the only person that died was the dude driving the dozer that day, and he shot himself. But he did take out many government buildings. So, it's sometimes reasonable men are drawn to unreasonable things. ATF, they haven't left the chat, Pirate Justin. They have never left the chat.
They hide in our chat.
They love me. You know what I mean? They love me. C90FTW thinks he's under 30. Imagine being under 30 and having
a Killdozer.
Tens of millions of dollars to just go out there and destroy vehicles, make your own Killdozer. What a life.
That is a life.
What a life. Now, this, not fishy at all, folks. An Afghan citizen living in Oklahoma was arrested for planning a terrorist attack on behalf of ISIS on Election Day. Spoiler alert, a mobile device that visited the man's home many, many times also visited Senator Lankford's office on 3 separate occasions. Oh, great. So we have a constant, 3 times visit to a senator of the United States that was found within the mobile device of the person that was planning this attack. This is the U.S. Department of U.S. Public Affairs, U.S. Office of Public Affairs. This is at justice.gov. And it just highlights this entire insane story. And this is probably just the tip of the iceberg. Probably going to see a lot more of this uncovered, unfortunately. I covered earlier on in the week. God, I can't remember her name, but she's ex-CIA. I think it was like Sugar Mama or something like that, her code name. But she's highlighting, like, we have to watch out for a massive amount of movements in this type of activity in 2025. They're calling the Hamas move on Israel a dress rehearsal, which is scary as fuck to think about. Honestly, I doubt it would be too effective in rural areas. You have a lot of hillbillies that are really good shots. But, city centers, again, pinch points. And Veteran Crypto had a good point. If you are in a city center, just understand at good exit and entry points. Understand how to get in and out. Thanks for sufficient enough. I love you. Yes, I try to keep it a little spicy. This is just me. This is the raw, unfiltered me. You know what I mean? Coming out, just flowing out every day. And this. Joe Rogan talked to Dr. Casey Means as she talked about the medical standing of the United States right now. And we got to listen to just a little bit of this. If you get a chance, go listen to this yourself as well for the whole.
That's insane.
The cells being dead while we're alive. More than half of this population pre-diabetic, autism, going this is terrifying for me. And, it's really hard to see it happening to a population that are my friends, my neighbors, and we're facing all of these sleeper cells in the U.S. and all of this worry and all this need for being prepared to provide for your family should a major natural disaster happen, should the election turn into a complete shit show. And people are just getting crushed. And it's always been my opinion is through the food. I really, really hope that we see RFK have a position of power to clean up the food supply.
Oh, yes.
And Isaac, you have to deal with food.
We all have to deal with food every day.
But you have to avoid steak, right?
Yeah, I can't have steak right now. It's not a permanent thing, just for like a little over a year.
Okay. Okay. Well, and you're in great health. Me, I eat steak as much as humanly possible. But what kind of diets are you eating to kind of feel like you're staying healthy? I'm really glad that you're not like falling into this realm. But what are you doing to keep it going?
Chicken, pork, just anything that's not like beef. Like I have bison, so yeah.
Bison is amazing.
Bison is really good, so I eat bison as much as I can. I just all clean foods.
Yeah,
nothing like I don't eat anything from like stores anymore. I go to like I don't even know where you can go to get clean food, really.
Yeah. You should come with me to the farmer's market.
Farmer's market's a good option.
We have a great farmer's market out where we live.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So you need to go there more. Come out there. And then when a lot of people are bringing up high fructose corn syrup. I stopped drinking soda I never really was a huge fan, but I stopped having any soda about like 5, maybe even more years ago. And now if I were to have a soda, I feel like I'm about to have a heart attack. It feels like it's 100%. Sent my body into shock. And it really is kind of sketchy. Like I have this ammo can I need to clean of a bunch of rust. My idea to clean it is to pour Coca-Cola into it. And people are out there drinking Coca-Cola.
I know. Mountain Dew in Europe is labeled an energy drink, but it's just a normal soda for us here.
Yeah, so absolutely.
It's insanity.
And dude, my dad he was a Mountain Dew maxi. The back of his pickup truck was a sea of empty Mountain Dew cans. And maybe that's the reason why I never really liked soda, potentially, because he was just always hammering the stuff, and it never kind of intrigued me. Don't FUD the snake. I had one of these, and I also felt like I was definitely going to die on this Snake Energy. Great that a meme coin has a drink, but it'll kill you.
The only energy drink I drink is Rain. That's the only thing that doesn't make me feel like I'm going to die.
Well, and like the times I had to drink rain, I was doing like 24 hours in a row on a shift.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like 3 8-hour jobs in a row. 3 jabs. You know? Let's check out SNCC's price. Because Cardano is not sparking any joy on the price. Let's go here. Where's Cardano at? So Cardano's 34 cents, down nearly 1%. Let's go to Tap Tools. Hopefully we see Tap Tools be a fun place to look at some point. Jesus, Murphy, Mary, Joseph. Mint Tappy 02. Interesting. Some kind of mint you can do on here. Okay. Now, I want to check out SNCC. Let's check it out. These are our values in ADA. Let's see here. Whoa. That initial this initial little pump here, that really jacked things up. Look at this. You got to zoom in a little bit, then you get more kind of realistic data here. SNCC not looking too bad, honestly. I know a lot of Cardano people are looking for upsides. This this does not look like a terrible graph. I mean, you are getting a little bit lower lows in the recent time frame. Hasn't broke below its original pump 2 moment here. SNCC Energy still out there fighting the good fight. Shout out to him. What do we got here? I saw Drift was at a pretty viable level as well.
At 50 last time. It's
at 49 cents.
It's at 49 cents right now. It's a buying opportunity, everybody. Just letting you know there.
I want to get some.
I'm gonna get some more. I'm gonna get some more because screw it.
All right. I like this. I like this a lot. This is so chaotic that I like the market pullbacks. You know, you got to think about this in terms of opportunity. If you're looking at good projects, Solana ecosystem, you know, Ada, I love you and dislike you. Staying loyal, Spaceman V. Many people are in that. Cardano is like one of the few chains, if not the only one, that has 0 downtime. It's the most decentralized proof of stake project out there. It's got a based founder driving BlackRock or Blackhawk helicopters.
Yes.
Being, just a good person, and the price action just disappointing to everyone. It's really aggravating to see. How about this? If we get into the 29 cent or below range, then I'll buy a bag of Cardano, because I do think we can probably hit an all-time high for it this cycle, but I really want the upside to be good. Opinion on the upcoming D-Bridge token. Shit, I might get a big D-Bridge airdrop. I've been using D-Bridge. It is a pretty good bridge to use. I have a lot of points on D-Bridge from doing so. That's pretty exciting.
That's pretty
D-Bridge
exciting.
token airdrop, though, you're going to have people that are receiving it just dumping the shit out of it. You know, if you see a new token that has airdrops baked into its release, you're going to see people that are getting airdropped it for free. Just absolutely hammer dumping that thing first. Let it dump and sell off. Then you buy the bottom edge there. It's just something that I got to do. Also, I remember there was this game that came out on Avalanche. Where is this game? It's like Off the Grid. Here it is. Top streamers. Tim the Tatman, Ninja, and Scump are streaming Off the Grid, powered by Avalanche. A lot of people saying this is pretty cool little game here built on Avalanche. Let's check it out.
I have to check that out.
I don't really need the sound for this. It's just a bunch of whooshing. Pretty good. I mean, a little bit but it's pretty decent. What is this like? What's the other game that this is like?
I don't know, to be honest.
What is it? Oh, God, it's escaping me. It's where it's like you're in like 50 people, like 50 or 100 people are in a game.
Oh, like live Fortnite or whatever.
Fortnite, is that it?
I don't know.
This
game reminds me of a game called The Finals. It just has a similar aspect to it, except this is third person.
Yeah.
Finals is first person.
I wish the shooter game was first person for sure.
All shooter games should be first person, in my opinion.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Remember Gears of War? It kind of has the Gears of War vibe to it.
Yeah.
Where you're behind the shooter, not really in the first person viewpoint here. It doesn't look terrible, though. A lot of streamers out here liking it. I still do hold Avalanche here. It's playing around the $20 range.
Aaron said it's like Apex and Warzone. I can agree with that.
Aaron knows a lot of game stuff.
Yeah.
It's like Apex and Warzone. Interesting.
2 great games.
Kind of cool to see a game like actually incorporating crypto that's not total garbage.
Yeah.
I remember last time they had Mana and Sandbox.
Turn it the RPG.
Was that
Eternity RPG.
Eternity RPG?
Remember that game?
Oh, I tried to get on there. It never even let me on.
I maxed out the entire game.
Did you really?
Honest. Yeah, I maxed the fuck out of that game.
I tried to get on it. Never let my browser on. See where the biggest pain in this is. Caspa still sliding down the hill here. What the hell's going on with Caspa? Oh, boy. Caspa, big pullback. Not all things are up and to the right forever. Really, nothing else is. Nothing is. Near Protocol, a little haircut here, back in the $4 range. Celestia, God, broke down $4.95. Stacks, give me a pullback on Stacks. I'd like to rebuild my bag of Stacks here. Let's see here. I try, man. This would be juicy if I can get this thing close to $1. I would love Stacks at near $1. This is where pullback, you damn Bitcoin. Let's do this, and then I can get a nice entry point on Stacks. That would be cool. Stacks, I made like a 2 or 3x on the last pump 2 moment. This is kind of an older coin though. It's been around since 2019. Right before the big pump out, I made I think it was like a 3x on Stacks. Took profits a little bit too early on it, but you can't time them all perfectly. It'd be nice to get a rebuilding of that bag. See what else is bleeding the most. Let's go to the 7-day bleeders. Let's go to the biggest bleeders. Wormhole and Athena. Look at the whole RWA BlackRock hype really simmering down for these tokens. Beam. It's one of those. This is a violent mover on the gaming side. Caspa is one of the biggest losers on the week. XRP sitting here reeling. Jupiter. So we got Drift, Jupiter, Render with a nice pullback. It's $5. Not bad. Some decent pullbacks here, honestly. Ondo, 66 cents. I kind of like this. I know. You know what? I just came across like an extra $1,000.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, my insurance company sent me a check. I rarely check my mail too, and I was going through the mail. They randomly sent me a check because I've been overpaying. They've been overcharging me. So I got all this, just a little bit of extra dry powder now. I can move with some velocity on one of these little picks here. I wonder. I have Injective already. I have a good bag of Injective, but I really think this is going to be a good one. So much room for activities here.
So many funsies.
Oh my God, this is looking tasty. And I don't know if I should rebuild my ICP bag or not. I don't know. I made a good move on ICP already. Chainlink is awfully tantalizing, near $10. Looking at a lot of damn good pullbacks here. It's hard to make a decision which one to hammer into the most. ICP still sitting here reeling at $7 and $8, just back and forth. I am not touching Matic. I
don't blame you.
I don't feel like the excitement's there. And now there's so many good layer 2s competing with Matic. I'm not going to do it. Stellar. Jesus. Look at the pain these ISO token holders are going through right now. This thing is so this has been around since 2014. The last bull market. Okay, so October of 2020, same time frame, 4 years ago. This thing was at 7.6 cents.
Interesting.
Now, fast forward 4 years later, you are at 8.9 cents. That is sad. That is so sad to think about. Yes, I am still holding Injective. I'm building more and more Injective. I love Injective. That is one of the ones. It's like Injective, Near, Aerodrome, Chainlink, Ondo. Still hold my DAG bag. I got a little bit of AVAX left over. I got a little bit of ICP left over. Mind you, I sold those things at damn near the recent local tops. So I got like 10% of the bags laying around now. It's just seeing where they go. And then Jupiter. I got some Drift. So, we're getting in there. And I got a little bit of Solana and then Trump token. I got a pretty decent bag of Trump token.
Where's Trump token at right now? I know
that's been doing pretty good. God, the sadness here. From a 1.6 cent gain. That is so disgusting. And I mean, Stellar, yeah, it moved from, 7 cents up to 70 cents. So you got a 10x, but you got lower highs here. You got people just reeling, hoping that the ISO narrative cooks their tokens again. This is, within the ISO tokens, the one I wonder about the most to actually pump would be H-bar. H-bar actually has some velocity. Like, it was kind of crazy. I made like a 4x on the price during this little blip, this little middle finger. This looks like a middle finger. It's like it's flipping off all the ISO people. Huh. Get effed. Unbelievable. H bar though, let's go to market cap. See, this is where it's getting sick. Getting sick from the supply getting released. You got all the insiders kind of running out of juice. 75% of the supply out. It looks not that great. Like the market cap, really quite aggressive, and it's not really shown on the price. That means there's some inflation sickness coming into play, but there's a lot of bag holders of it. So we'll see what happens to those H barbarians. And it gets weird when there's like a cult name. Like I hate the Link Marine thing.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's super cringy. You know, you're not an army of, you're not a crypto army person. It doesn't exist. Either an army person or not. Let's see here. What else is on sale? Potensor. I want to see a pullback on Potensor. I want to get, you know what? Where could we do this at? 450? About 450, the top of this shelf. That'd be not too unreasonable. See a big sell-off. I mean, this thing's been speculated on pretty hard over the past month. If I could get this thing, God, a month ago it was at 269. I'd be looking at this thing on a big pullback. Potential Tau, definitely looking at that on a big pullback. But this market, though it's boring for the average person, I'm honestly kind of excited to see the pullbacks, to see the boredom, because it gives me time to stack my altcoins. A lot of opinions about Stellar. We got Stellar sponsoring a bunch of events. That's expensive. Same with H-Bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely does cost to sponsor. It's not Polkadot. You know, they dumped a bunch of money from their treasury, but it kept them in the limelight. You know what I mean? It's a hard call. Like Stellar, I can't do it. I'm not going to be interested in, like, ISO is a messaging standard. It, you know, sure, the Quant is one of them that's trying to just outwardly be a CBDC, but the other ones, they're just trying to plug into this new messaging standard. I don't know how well it's going to work. Missing too much basement time, new time. Sorry about you, Zach Revine. I got to do what I got to do. Got to do what I got to do. The wife is loving her job.
That's great.
Yeah, and it's helping the family out a lot. So I appreciate you still making it in when you can, brother. We just got to do what we got to do. The wife is now a heart valve technician. So she went from sewing clothes to sewing heart valves under a microscope. She's liking it so far. So, you know, with all that being said, this pullback, this boredom time, it's given us plenty of time to stack our favorite altcoins and get ready for 2025. Yeah, I think 2025 is going to be chaotic on the IRL side in real life. I think this election is probably going to be one of the most contentious elections in American history. But with that, I think the 4-year cycle is going to do just fine for our bags.
Oh, yeah.
And I think you guys, myself, I'm feeling pretty well positioned for what's coming here for the world. And if you don't have cold storage, use code BASE10, get an Arculus cold storage wallet. Come trading with us on 2Bit. Use code BASEMENT to trade directly with the crew. And if you are already trading on 2Bit, send me your user ID. I appreciate C90FTW and Two Bros for getting me your user IDs. You guys are getting lumped in, and we're going to make sure you guys are part, because I'm rolling out more competitions, and 2Bit wants to make sure that you guys are trading with us to receive these awesome prizes that we're going to be releasing. CoinW for, you know, training and trader chat rooms on Telegram. Josh put together, very cool. And High Block Capital. Where is it? Right there. High Block Capital. Before we go, let's look at the High Block Capital graph here. See where the liquidations are sitting. In the meantime, maybe we had a bunch of shorts pile in and we got some liquidity above us now. Let's see here. Rerun this bad boy. What is going on? Where am I? Hell? 80s? You did it automatically. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I remember last time.
Yeah, I like it. Thanks, CoinChick. Dropping the membership. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Switch to old version. Let's see where the short-term liquidity is. Bam. All right, this is the 7-day. We still got some below us here at 61.5. Next nasty drop would be 59.9. Above us, there's a little bit of love here at 64.5. Zoom in a little bit on the 12 hours. See what we're dealing with here. Oh, my God. Look at the dog. Pull the wide shot. Look at him. He finally got comfortable. Oh, what a good
On my
boy.
sweatshirt, too.
On your sweatshirt.
Made that
Perfect.
back, Hoover.
Not a chance. All right. Let's see what we got on the short time frame here. Hey! I like this.
Oh, I like it. There's a time to trade again.
Oh my
Put
God.
in another trade.
I like it. Look at how many liquidations can happen if we hit 62.7. I mean, there is this short-term washout to 61.4, but this is looking juicy. That's nice. That's just over the last like hour or something that's popped
Yeah,
up.
it's
So
pretty beautiful.
there you go.
Love
You
that.
get updated information. Where the hell this market's moving. I appreciate
all
you.
this and more on blockchain basement.
All this and more.
All this and more on the blockchain basement. Yeah,
It's been a good day. I appreciate every single one of you for joining me. Shout out to Coins Chick. Everyone else, Elevator Man for dropping the memberships. You guys are absolutely awesome. Nicole Ministator, Seth Shepard, got Bad Fox, K Jam up in the chat, Fluffy the Sheep, Veteran Crypto. I know you're in there as well. Word Sister down in the Rumble chat. You guys are the bedrock of this channel. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, yes.
We'll see if I can hop into a trade and make a gads of money. I like seeing that liquidation above us because I just hate shorting this market right now where we are. But you know what? We're going to be all right. It's going to be just fine. Read my comment. This is from KJM. Isaac, read my comment for Drew later off stream since I'm getting shaded.
One right there.
Ask your wife if they can get paid in crypto or into Cash App and direct deposit and have her set up a Cash App for her paycheck to go straight into Bitcoin. No. They cannot do that. But you know what? If we take all the extra money she makes and we're hammering into this market. I'm excited to have some extra dry powder, especially before November comes. This is the time to lock in. And Razorback Crypto, just send your user ID to me on Twitter. If you're not already following me, just follow me at Druth Crypto here. Send it to me on Twitter. We'll get you all set up because I'm excited to roll out these trading comps. We got some cool prizes coming for you, and I want you guys to be part of it. So with that being said, I bid you adieu.